Hypixel is currently the largest server across both Bedrock and Java, with an average of 60,000 players at any one time. But how did it get to this level of fame and popularity? Hello everybody, my name is KerberOG, and today we'll be taking a look into the rise of Hypixel, from an adventure map hub to the most successful Minecraft server in history. Before we begin though, I must thank my channel members that you can see on screen now. Anyway, with that said, let's get into the video, and thank you for watching. The Hypixel server was launched on April 13th, 2013 by Simon Collins LaFlamme, who is more commonly known as Simon Hypixel. The server was originally an adventure map server, with the mini-games just being ways to pass the time while waiting for a group. The two games that it started with were Quakecraft, which is a fast-paced game where you shoot other players, and Bow Spleef, which is Spleef but with bows. I know, mad. The minigame The Walls was also added 2 weeks later. Throughout 2013, the server steadily grew with the addition of various new games, and it crossed the 10,000 player mark for the first time on the 31st of August. In early October, the server also hosted its first tournament on The Walls, with thousands of players taking part. This was one of the first instances of Hypixel interacting with the community directly. Speaking of, they ended 2013 with a video competition. On January 26, 2014, the server released the guild update, which allowed players to join up with each other like in factions, meaning that there was now a consistent way to play with your friends. At this point you may be thinking, is there any reason to keep playing the server? Well, not yet, but that is about to change. During May of 2014, quests were released to the server, as well as a leveling system which made achievements that were released in 2013 a bit more useful. The lobbies for each game were also updated towards the end of the year, as well as adding the parkour to the lobbies in January of 2015. Nothing major really happened during the first half of 2015, except mystery boxes being added so players could finally get cosmetics. To be honest, I thought that they were released ages before this, but apparently not. During the second half, however, they added the significantly better older brother of Mineplex Creative Housing. They added Hypixel Creative Housing. This is probably what gave Mineplex the inspiration to make their own version. Hypixel started 2016 off extremely well, with a record peak of 45,869 concurrent players, and a total of 8 million different accounts that have logged in. On June 28th, they also added a daily login reward system to give a reason to log in. Nothing else major really happened. There were quite a few games released, such as Hypixel Says and Sky Clash, but that was really about it. 2017 was also kind of a slow year until the second half. The first big bit of news this year was that Hypixel Pocket Edition was ending development. And to be honest, I had no idea that there was such thing, but it's a shame that production didn't make it out of alpha. In late August, Hypixel also announced that they had 4 world records, those being most popular independent server for a video game with 64,000 concurrent players, most unique players logged into a Minecraft server with 11 million different accounts, the most popular Minecraft server for the same concurrent player count, and the most minigames on a singular server with 43. They also revamped the achievement system around this time. In January of 2018, they released a Battle Royale game mode, probably to piggyback off the success of Fortnite, as if somehow you don't know, that is a Battle Royale game as well, and it was very popular around the time. Guilds were also revamped after 5 years of Hypixel promising an update. The server also held a Bed Wars tournament in November and announced a survival games tournament on December 29th. The only thing mentioning for 2019 is that Skyblock released on June 11th, which we now know is the most popular Hypixel game mode by far, with it making up about 50% of the player count at any one time from what I've seen. It is very popular. 2020 was also a pretty boring year in terms of updates, but did reach a new peak player count of over 100,000 and was the first Minecraft server to hit a 6-digit player count. There were also a few more tournaments held, such as another survival games one and a Turbo Kart Racers one, which is a bit odd, but that was about it. In 2021, the server hit 150,000 concurrent players, which was a new world record and server record. Just 3 months later, they increased this number by 50,000, with a peak of 200,000. They also released hypixel SMPs, which were private worlds open to MVP++ players, where they could play together. There was also a 7-day period in June where the server was under constant DDoS attacks, which, if you don't know, is basically where people or hackers send a large amount of packets to an IP, causing it to slow down and potentially shut down completely. This is what happened to the server, and it was forced to close for 5 days. 2022 has only had 2 major events so far, those being the Hypixel wiki launch and a complete cyber attack on the server. Hackers were redirecting players to pages on the wiki that requested crypto payments and probably stole your IP, but that's not confirmed. Anyway, that's an extremely brief history of Hypixel. I could not cover everything because obviously there's way more than that, and covering every little release of a game or every little update to the lobby would take way too long for this video. But now we've looked into this, let's look at why this made the server so successful. Hytale is a completely unique game that is being developed by Hypixel Studios, and it started development in 2015. From what we've seen of the game, it looks fairly similar to Minecraft, but it will feature elements to the likeness of Minecraft dungeons, with there being mini-games to play and dungeons to explore in an open-world RPG environment. The combat will be RPG-like, as I mentioned, and will include dynamic boss encounters, which basically means the bosses will be different for each player. And now, as the game hasn't actually been released, and apparently it won't be for a very long time, with the release date now being pushed back to beyond 2023, the only real thing it has done is it's brought some hype back to Hypixel during that down period where no one was really talking about the server, nothing was really happening, and it helped pick the player count back up, and it snowballed into what we know today. Hypixel has a history of hosting various activities for the community to get involved in, such as competitions and tournaments. The vast majority of the tournaments were extremely successful, with thousands of players in each one. There was also a lesser known karaoke night every Saturday from 2013 to 2020 that was hosted on TeamSpeak, and it got a decent reception from what my research told me. The Hypixel staff team also listened to their community and through the Hypixel forums, and from what I've heard from people in the Hypixel community, the server is quite good and it is worth a try. What's a Minecraft server without content? Dozens of content creators started on Hypixel, and many evolved into pioneers of the game today, like Technoblade, TommyInnit, and Nulzy. Most of the content made about the server is amazing quality, and the server boasts some of the best Minecraft players on Earth. It's also safe to say that Hypixel is a nurturing place for content creators in the making. Well, I hope you enjoyed this brief overview of the history of the most successful Minecraft server in history. I was obviously not able to cover everything. If you did enjoy, feel free to give this video a like and share it with your friends. Keep on gaming and stay safe. I will see you all soon. Bye.